Is probably the most difficult because you've been thinking about that shot since the night before. Once you get that first shot out of the way, you calm down, you're a little more settled, you're not quite as anxious or nervous, and you sort of get into the rhythm of the round. You want to get off to the best start possible, and obviously that starts with that first tee shot.
Well, here he is, Rory McIlroy, a past U.S. Open champion, about to tee off on what should be an historic day of golf alongside the beautiful Puget Sound. Frank looked like a nice balanced swing.
Well, the free-flowing action that we find synonymous with Rory McIlroy in display, even under the nervousness of an opening tee shot in the final round of the US Open, and just blitzed it down the fairway.
That one carried a long way, stayed up in the sky forever. I mean, that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Looks to be a good one, Frank.
Oh, nestles inside 15 feet, so a birdie chance coming up for Rory.
Good birdie chance early here for McIlroy.
Yeah, nice place to putt from uphill, so he can certainly be aggressive with this. Should turn to the right.
He has this putt for birdie.
Birdie straight out of the gate.
Beautifully done.
I think making putts early in a round is very important. It sets the tone for the day, and it gives you some positive momentum early. You see the ball go into the hole and it gives you confidence. You face a downhill putt at a US Open with greens that are as tricky as that, it just makes it even more difficult. I feel like you always face important putts no matter when it is, but obviously they're that much more important when, you know, it's the final round of a major.
Now over to the second. McIlroy with a challenging downhill putt. And I know it's early, but this is the type of putt that can really generate some momentum for the rest of the day.
Well, this putt's only 12 feet, Rich, but it's downhill. And because of that, it's going to be very, very fast. You're almost going to putt this like it's only about 8 feet long. Allow the speed of the green to take it the extra distance.
Not that time, but not for lack of effort. So he'll have to take care of his business and knock it in for par. All right, took care of his business there. After an impressive drive, Rory just 165 yards out, faced with this uphill approach shot.
It's going to play closer to about 175 yards, though, Rich, because of that uphill. So probably an extra club. But Rory, even though he grew up in Northern Ireland, where it's windy, is a naturally high ball hitter. It's a good strike, good swing by McIlroy. No problem finding the putting surface.
Rory McIlroy looking to take advantage with this putt. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive.
There's some times when there might be a wait on a tee box, or you've played your shot and you're waiting on your playing partners to hit their shots, and you just look around and you realize where you are, because you don't really you don't appreciate it that much whenever you're playing, and that's not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about trying to win a golf tournament and not really taking in the beauty of your surroundings.
Rory set to tee off here on the long par 3 ninth hole, appropriately named Olympus for its high perch above the course. Really a stunning view.
It's right now about club selection, whether to hit one or two clubs less than what the yardage is showing right now. We're at least 100 feet above here. And you're going to want to sit up on the left side of that green. Have to avoid that menacing bunker on the right. This looks like it's going to find the target.
Safely aboard. Settles in over the putt.
A little bit more hope than determination in that putt.
Just a couple of feet. Good effort and a good par putt. Now McIlroy is the chaser, looking up at Martin Keimer, and that is no easy task, playing a U.S. Open and chasing the likes of a Martin Keimer. Plus, pretty difficult shot coming up here at the 15th.
It's going to require a great flop shot to get the ball up so quickly and get it to stop in such a short space is going to take every bit of skill.
Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that.
Rich, you get that feeling if there's going to be a moment, I think that moment is now.
Trying to clean this up, make his par. Boy, that hurts right there, Frank.
Yeah, he's got to knuckle down now, though, because, you know, we've seen it before, Rich. Two putts turn into 3, 4. So make sure you can limit the damage here.
He's made it.
Final few holes to play, especially of a major championship like the US Open. You know, it's what you've worked so hard for. It's what, you know, you've put all those hours of practice in for, and you know, this is your moment. This is your moment to see what you've got against the best players in the world and test yourself at the ultimate level. There's obviously a lot of pressure. You know, you don't want to let an opportunity like this pass you by. You don't want to let it slip. So to stay really focused, really concentrated, try to take one shot at a time, try and put the result out of your mind, control what you can control. But saying that, it is difficult with so many things going on around you, whether it be the crowd or it could be the person that you're going up against. You know, there's so many things that you can't control, but you know, the things that you can control, that's what you have to concentrate on, and that's what you have to try and, you know, do to the best of your ability. And if you can do that, that's what gives you the best chance to try and win a huge tournament like the US Open.
You couldn't ask for much more than what we have right here. Two former U.S. Open champions, 17th hole, tied for the lead, Martin Keimer and Rory McIlroy.
And Rich, it's easy to remember these types of situations, and it's as much about mental toughness as anything right now. The 17th hole is named Derailed, and I'm sure it's a great test for both men's mental toughness. Should be safely on deck.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Interesting situation here. McIlroy first to putt, but should this one go in, it completely will change the situation and put the pressure completely on Keimer's shoulders.
This is for birdie for McIlroy. Wow, I thought he made that. He'd settle for par here. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. He'll take par and move on. One hole left to play here at the United States Open Championship. It all comes down to this. Frank, what does Rory need to do here off the tee?
Well, he has a big advantage, Rich. It's unusual actually to have a par 5 in a US Open as a finishing hole. He's slightly longer than Keimer off the tee, so he has more chance of reaching this par 5 and 2.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. Frank, the great thing about these major championships is the slow build-up to moments just like this, and then it gets really tense.
It's a dream scenario, Rich. You just dream that you're going to have the two best players in the game buying it out, coming down to the very last hole. That's exactly what we have right now. So far, they've provided great golf. It's going to take something even better than that right now to determine who's going to win. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy.
Can still birdie the closing hole.
Could hear a pin drop right now. It all comes down to this. He's done it. What a gutsy performance. McIlroy fighting for 72 grueling holes, fighting through the tough conditions, fighting off a stiff challenge from the great Martin Keimer. And Rory McIlroy has now won the U.S. Open Championship yet again.
It's an incredible feeling to know when that final putt goes in on the 18th green that, you've won, a major championship, a US Open, to put your name alongside the names on that trophy. That's something that's going to stay there forever, and it's something that I don't think you quite come to terms with right there and then. It takes a few days to sink in, but, it's the ultimate, achievement in a professional golfer's life is winning a major championship. And at that moment in time, there's no better feeling in the world. To be able to do it again and put my name on that trophy another time would, it would be very, very special.
EA Sports is proud to present PGA Tour coverage. Today we're here at Coyote Falls Golf Club in Grand Canyon, Arizona. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports, set to bring you all the action out on this magnificent course. Frank, what can you tell us about it?
Well, we know the Grand Canyon's been there for many a year, 17 million years to be precise, Rich, but thanks to our design team from EA Sports, we have a brand new venue. Just over 8,600 yards that'll weave its way across and around the canyon. And of course, the penalty for missing fairways here, well, let's just say canyon-rific if you do miss the fairway.
17 million years and 8,000 plus yards. Numbers you don't hear every day in the game of golf. Frank, that is position A.
Yeah, the tee shot was like silk, Rich. I mean, just sets up that second shot so beautifully. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That will be a great look at birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. He just missed the bunker. So a tester from 4 feet. -1 in the early going. Frank, the other thing is the intimidation factor here. I mean, everywhere you look, there is huge trouble.
You consider the first 3 holes. Big tee shot across the canyon, long par 3. And you get nearly a 700-yard par 5. I'm loving that balance.
Not the longest, but not bad. 295 yards in the fairway.
Second shot.
Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Collects another birdie with that stroke and goes to 2 under. Here at the fourth, 345-yard par 4 with that extreme dogleg.
As the crow flies, Rich, it's probably only 260, 270 yards to the middle of the green. This is a really sharp 90-degree dogleg. So if you play it down the left side, that's virtually the distance you need to get to the green. 250, middle of fairway down that left side, and then as you can see, it shapes sharply back to the green. Well, you could be a little ambitious and try and flash it over that rock boulder, but really the luck of the bounce across that canyon area, you don't know what's going to happen. Logic would say hit it down the left, but this game not always logical.
Good swing, good shot yet again. That is an excellent play right there. The approach giving him another good look.
Well, Rich, if he can make this one, add it to that string of birdies.
And generating some momentum now. Starting to feel it now. 2 straight birdies and 3 under for the round. To the par 3 fifth hole, and wow, look at this drop, Frank. Not only do you need the right stick, but you probably need a parachute just to get from the tee to the green here.
You're right, Rich. It's almost like jumping off a high diving board. It is 240 feet from the tee and then downwards to that green, which is some 228 yards away. That is some free fall.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Knocks that putt in for par to stay at 3 under. We'll hop on board, Frank, here at the par 5 6th. There's the moving train.
Hopefully it's the birdie train and not the bogey train. The arches, as the train just passes by, they have to also be negotiated. Catch one a little high and it may be a little too good, and you might hit the top of that. Somehow keep it underneath that, and you'll see the hole start to bend to the left. This par 5 is reachable, but it is going to take some doing. It's a rocky road.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, getting set for this approach shot. Our featured golfer is a player, it's obvious, in full flight right now.
It is. This is where it doesn't matter what the sport is, and golf is a great example for it, though, where when you play your best, it's almost like you're just playing out of your subconscious. Everything happens, it just flows, and you don't really think about it.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot.
It's that sneaky distance.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
And he makes it for par. Now to the par 4 7th. This is an S-turn fairway created by the canyon, Frank, 395 yards. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Interesting, with the almost space-age advancements in golf equipment, what with new, lighter materials, and with the increased focus on fitness and strength, players are hitting the ball longer than ever. That has forced architects to lengthen the golf courses without sacrificing the integrity or the shot value of the original design. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
For birdie. Frank, I thought that was in. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
That hurts. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Now to the very long par 5 8th hole here at the Canyon. How long, Frank?
Over 700 yards, Rich. I thought it's the Olympic Club at the US Open a couple of years back when they made that par 5 700. I thought that was as long as it could be. No, we can even exceed that. Miss the canyon on the left, avoid the rock wall on the right. Well, I don't know if you can reach it for 2. But these boys, if they push the button down and mash it, you just might be one of the first to do it.
Standing on that tee saying, don't hook it, don't hook it. Well, that's the way you draw it up here at the 8th. You want to get it out there. He's done that, and he's kept it in the fairway. From a perfect position, ready to play his next shot. Frank, this has really been impressive in these strong winds, putting together a great round of golf.
Well, the wind really is showcasing how good this player really is and separating him from the field.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. So, Frank, it's more than 600 yards, and you would think, well, wait a minute, there's no way this should be a par 4, but because
it shouldn't be, Rich.
But because of the elevation and the altitude, it's playing, what, in the high 400s, somewhere in there?
It's still downright mean. It is. It's mean.
And take two of your best shots to get home. That is a fantastic long shot.
There's no way he could hit that without a tail breeze. Surely that breeze had to help there.
Frank, it hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Solid play, heart of the green. This for par. Good, solid work.
What up, bum? Well, what shit back? Gotta go to the. Let's see, where the fuck is it? It's the, go where it says gallery or something. Let's see, where the fuck is it? It's called a gallery. Hold on, let me see what it is. You know where all your games show up? Yeah, your library. Go to your library and you should see it on there. No, but you got it, yeah, purchase, huh?
Yo, give me a second. What up, dog?
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now.
This is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions, but once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze, but if down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride
you
that
ready to
wind
get your ass
some
whoop on that shot?
Frank, not overly long, but still a pretty good spot and in the fairway.
Yeah, that's in that 280 mark.
Frank, downhill shot here. Really have to take it just a little bit easier.
Yeah, be careful with the ball position
On
as
the
well.
best,
If you
nigga.
play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here.
What you playing, nigga? What are you playing right now? Oh my gosh, this is last
That will
nigga.
be a great look
What
at
you
birdie.
playing? Oh, nothing.
Settles in over the putt.
I'm down. Oh my God.
Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go,
Oh, the wife not
really
watching
knuckle
her?
down there. Make
Your
sure
ass
you
can sit this way.
don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Just a tap in to finish the hole.
Oh, the wife.
-3 now for the round. Again, trouble left. This is not the day, not the golf course, to be fighting a case of the duck hooks.
All right.
Well, this
what's up,
11th
guys?
hole, it
up?
doesn't seem overly long, but it's a hole where a long tee shot's going to give you a
Cool.
huge advantage because you're going to get a nice look at that green. I say long,
On
but
the
you
phone?
also
No,
want to be
it was
straight
my-
here, just like
it was
all the
my
other
brother,
holes we've
bro.
seen so
My
far.
brother was on the phone. I'm gonna
Trouble
go pick him
left
up
this
later on
time.
from the
Canyon, well, it drops down to one of the other holes, and of course that big
No,
rock
bro.
of wall down that right side, which, well, for millions of years has looked fantastic.
It's like a fucking bounce down.
Fucking crackhead.
Nothing to
fucking
argue about
crackhead.
there.
Battle
Right
pass.
fairway. Now the game's #1 player, Rory
I
McIlroy,
have a
ready with
job,
his
dude,
approach.
but I work from 3 to 11, so I usually I'm always
Hello?
working. Like I'm always fucking playing this shit.
Hello?
Yo, cállate
Early
pinche
part of
little
this
Jay,
second
¿estás
nine,
culeando
good
qué?
approach shot.
Ay, güey.
Now, pretty good
La
chance
chila,
for
güey.
Really. This is an awkward length.
Are you ready? You guys are ready or what?
Wow, what a
I
putt.
am
That is
sending
huge.
invites.
Oh, güey.